Hello everyone, I'm that guy, and today we are back in Satisfactory. With any luck, today is the big day for a cutover. In the last couple of episodes, we filled in this whole new factory floor with a bunch of blueprints. Gonna have to do a little bit of tweaking and finagling before we really get cracking here, but we have quite the setup. And hopefully we are going to be able to get everything belted up and actually cut over to this new factory floor here today. I mean, I don't really have much else to say on that other than we are just gonna get going as soon as we can. So take a load off, kick back, and relax while we dive back into Satisfactory. So, at the end of the last episode, while I was doing the edit, I realized I created a steel pipe manifold and another steel pipe manifold. Yeah, this is supposed to be not steel pipe. So, if we look at our blueprints here, yeah, I just put the wrong one down. It looks exactly the same. That's going to be the first thing we need to fix here. I just need to make sure that we switch the recipe over. So I'm just going to change this recipe over to steel beams, and we'll just pretend like this never happened. Alright, so that should be our little manifold guy set up for Steely Boys. We're going to need a whole crap load of iron belts coming in here, but I think we are ready to begin preparation. Another thing I wanted to check out before we start to hook belts up. Hey buddy, we had a ride last time. That was really fun. So anyway, something I wanted to check into before we get too far into things. Yeah, so we got reinforced iron plates. We've got rotors. 2U motors. Ah, there we go. Okay, so motors. What we still need to do is get modular framework in place. I realized that we did not get that last time, but that is okay because we've got all this down here that is basically prepped and ready for making modular framework. I think we've got just enough room to squeeze it in as well. Yeah, we got our plates coming out of here, and we got our rods coming out of here. I want to try and balance these, so let's see what the output is on all this stuff. Each modular frame constructor wants 3 plates and 12 rods. Okay, simple enough. We are making 60 rods per minute, and we are making 13.5 plates. Looks like we can easily fuel about 4 constructors with our current layout here. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of extra, but if my math is mathin' right, we can easily hook up 4 assemblers. I want to make our own blueprint. We need 4 assemblers, which are not going to fit all the way across this. Interesting. How are we gonna squeeze 4 assemblers in here? Maybe we can put you there, you in over here. I think that will work. Nope, can't do this. Can't do this at all. Splitters aren't gonna let that work. So we gotta have our inputs on the outside and our output on the inside. Oh, that's not gonna be enough room for a splitter in here, or a merger, I guess. I guess we're not going to be able to make a blueprint for this, as the blueprint designer is just simply not big enough. Apparently some of these larger blueprints were created in a modded version of the game and then distributed to the gamers. I've at least got an idea of how we're going to lay this out. Just unfortunately we're not going to be able to make use of blueprints for it. That is okay. I can live with that. Alright, what if we did here, flip you around, here, here. Plenty of clearance on all sides. Got a nice area in the middle for merging. Let's put these guys here and here. Alright, if we do something like that, we can get a little more verticality on the subject. If we put this guy here, and then another one on top. Yeah, that's looking all right. Do a level 1 out of here. We'll have a level 3 coming out. Yeah, that ought to do. Just go ahead and recreate this over on this side. Yeah, this could probably stand to be a little more compact, but I'm happy with that design. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hook him up like that. Alright, then our rod manifold here is also going to get a splitter. And again, I'm going to be moving this belt work down, I promise. I just need to see it working before I move it. Alright, and then we will get that flowing into a storage container of sorts. That'll do. The next thing we need to get built in are encased industrial beams. Looks like that is steel and concrete, which just so happens to be what we are making here and down here. Each of these concrete manifolds is outputting 20 per minute. Encased industrial beams need 30 concrete per minute. According to the math, we need 6 of these concrete boys in order to power 4 of these assemblers to make our encased industrial beams. We don't quite have enough room for that here. I don't think we even have the belts for that, but we will make the belts for that. So let's see, we can squeeze another one at the end here. So that's 3. We need another 3 of these. This might work. So we've got 6 of those. They're not lined up, but if we utilize our subfloor trick, we can get those hooked up pretty easy. And then, yeah, we just need to get our assembler array hooked up. I'm not entirely happy with the way our other one came out, just because it is so big. Let's throw down the blueprint designer again and see if we can't get something a little more compact that doesn't look totally ugly. Nope, don't like this either. Alright, is that the clearance we need? Negative. I am just not liking the size of this blueprint designer. This is getting really frustrating. I'd really like to be able to design our own blueprints, but like these assemblers are just too big to fit in the blueprint designer, at least in any sort of reasonable fashion. Like I want to be able to clip these in here, but if I drop that in, how the heck am I going to hook up the belts? I'm not, that's how. Then the other problem is I'm not going to be able to get splitters on the outside here. This is beyond our build zone. Why are you so small? Alright, well, I guess the blueprint designer is not going to be helpful to us at this juncture. I reckon I'm just gonna have to install some mods in order to fix this. Like, I don't know what else to do other than try and mod the game to get a bigger blueprint designer. Because, yeah, what we have in mind here just ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna recreate the assembler assembly that we had on the other side. We'll do 2 there and there. All right, getting the last couple of belts hooked up. That looks good. Need to do some modulation here. There. Now this guy, let's actually see if we can take him under the floor. Down one of these guys. Yeah, that'll do. Ooh, that would be fun to fall down. There. Alright, let's see if we can get in the underway and get that hooked up. Yeah, that should be easy. I'll take the belt. Ooh, and we can even clip them into the ceiling too. Nice. All right, cool. That should work. Now we come over and hook up our steel production. The steel beams are going to be going on the upper level here. Again, we need to start with some splitting. Yeah, let's go ahead and get these hooked up with the lifters as well. Just cause. Ooh, that's an idea. Okay, I like this idea. Now, let's go ahead and strip those off, and we'll put the merger in the other direction. Yeah, that should work. Kudos to the guy in the comments that told me that I had a flashlight. I feel really dumb for not having noticed that earlier. So we can just take this down here and hook it up there. Take this and hook it up there. And we just need to hook these guys back up. Yeah, I don't know, that looks like it might work. Just having a quick look around, I think we are ready to start splitting belts off and bring them up here. To accomplish that, we're going to insert a whole nother row along here. Bring a Mark II belt out to like there. Let's do a Mark II lifter. There. And then can we put a tile piece down? Yeah, that looks like it should work. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this all down the line here. Yeah, so that's all offset by 1. That should work. All right, now we just put our conveyor lifters on everything. Realizing now I shouldn't have built all those floors yet. Oh well. Let's bring that as far down as it will go. And again, all the way down. There, that should work. You know, we are going to need power for all of this as well. So we can join those. Can join those. So far, so good. These guys are going to need power. Alright, so none of these manifolds have power staged into them. Yeah, this is action-filled gameplay here. We are hooking up wires and belts. Don't everyone get too excited. I don't even know how much of this is going to get through on the edit. I know I said that in the last episode, and a fair bit of it did actually make it into the edit, but this is just so boring. No one wants to sit through this. Alright, let's see. Can we hook those into there? Yes. And those into there. Yeah, looks good. That should be able to just hook right into our power grid once we've got that sort of worked out. Yeah, that's gonna work. These have power. That's handy. Let's see, we can probably hook up. Yeah, like 2 per? Yeah, I'm thinking 2 per. Okay, then we should be able to hook that up to that. Hook that up to that. Oh, it's coming together. Then let's just put in a power pole in between these two and call it good. That should be all the power hooked up here. Just need to figure out where we want to actually tap in. Luckily, these wires do not have a conductance limit, so we can just jam as much current as we want, and they will just magically never overheat. Yeah, I think we've got most of our belts staged as well. Just need to get a couple more lifty boys hooked up. And yeah, I think that is most of the prep work done. Next thing we need to do is get these belts hooked up. This should be good to get started. So grab our lifty boys, bring them out. Got a little bit of clipping going on, but we're going to be deconstructing these old ones anyway. Hey, buddy. I need your iron. Now I just need to figure out which one of these belts gets iron and which one gets coal. These 2 middle ones here need to get iron belts, so I will start with these. So iron belt there. And iron belt there. And I think it's these two inside belts here that need iron. Well, let's make sure of that. Yeah, those two inside belts are going to be where the next iron goes. Cool, so we can just slap splitters onto here and call it good. There. Here. Perfect. And so you can go there. There. That is the iron hooked up for this side. Let's see, I know we need a whole lot more iron, so we're certainly not done with this whole section. So we need 3 more belts of iron, it looks like. Rightio, got some splitters on there. And yeah, we're just gonna bring these belts around. Alright, so this one closest needs iron. Now, one of these needs coal. Yeah, and the other needs iron. Alright, so this outside one needs iron. Right, so these two outside ones are going to be the ones that want iron. Cool, so that one gets iron. And over down here, you will get iron. Cool, and then we just need to hook this belt up with some iron as well. And there we go. Don't like you guys. You guys can just go right away. Alright, so each of these iron belts is going to get split off and hooked to these conveyor lifters. So let's get started on that. Alright, this is looking kind of messy already, but I need to just get this stuff hooked up any way that I can, and then we'll make it look real pretty after. Alright, you go there. You go there. So we need 3 lines of copper. Need 6 lines of limestone. So that is our first belt of copper hooked up. Now we need to relocate this belt of coal. Again, we're just patching it in. We're not ready to cut over yet, but it does need to get moving to the other side of our factory here. And I'd say about here should be good to slap our first splitter on here. We're gonna need a couple of these fellers. Like I said previously, I am not entirely confident in a single belt's ability to supply all of our steel construction needs. I reckon we're gonna need another belt from somewhere. And squeeze you in there. Reckon these fellas are gonna want some power. Need to bring another belt of coal down in this direction. I need a splitter here to go into here. And insert. I think that might be most of the belt work hooked up at this point. Cool, all those are queued up. Belts are nice and full. So next thing, we need to belt in some copper and limestone. Got a couple of belts of limestone up here, which we can split off, but I don't think we're anywhere near... Oh no, don't get stuck. I don't think we're anywhere near having enough copper belts right now to supply us. So let's put a splitter on this limestone here. And we're gonna bring you over. Yeah, looking at it, limestone's gonna be the tough one. We need to get a whole bunch of that belted over. Oh dear, that one is going right off into the bottomless pit. Gotta be careful there. Cool, that's not hooked up to anything whatsoever. So we can just take a belt coming right out of you. Yeah, we've not split this one off yet either. Might as well slap it on here. What's power looking like? So capacity 1500 megawatts. Max consumption 1100. Ooh, we're getting a little close. I reckon if I were to hook up this new factory without disconnecting the old one, we would pretty much be bingo on power. Alright, that is 4 of our 6 belts of limestone. Let's go ahead and just get these hooked up while we're here. We got one more belt here. I'm just gonna have to get rid of our awesome stuff and get this moved on down. Let's see, are you guys the copper belts down here? Yeah, you are. Just loop this one around there. Go back to the level 1s for this last belt here. Alright. Got all but one of our concrete belts going. Yeah, that's the limestone I need. Excellent. Oh, really? I'm out of beams again? Ah. There. Now our Mark II miner's in place. And we can get our Mark II belt coming out of here. Get that threaded around the side of our factory. Yep. Time to die. And belt her in. Just need to get some power hooked up, and that one should be all set and ready to rock and roll. Just realized that we did not get our Caterium wire hooked back up. We're not really using it for much yet, but that is certainly going to have to be a high priority when we can. I think that might be all of our belts hooked up. So we've got all these iron and coal belts on the outside. Poor Mr. Bean here is just stuck on our unholy mess of belt work. I see all of these conveyor lifters are hooked up now. And they all appear to be queued up with materials. I think everything but the Caterium wire is hooked up. I'm just gonna take one last peek around this side, make sure we've got all these belts of iron hooked in. Yep, everyone's hooked up here. Yeah, I think we've got our patches all hooked up. We just need to get power stage down here. Cool. All right, so let's see what the power situation is like and how we are going to be able to just do a simple cutover on it. Basically, I want a single wire supplying this whole bottom floor. Right now, there's a couple. And we've got a bit of cross wiring going on as well. Boy, I am so glad this game doesn't calculate cross wiring, because, oh man, if I had to actually wire this stuff up into like circuits, ooh, buddy, that would be a mess. We have so many short circuits in this line here. So if you don't know, power has to essentially work in a loop. If you cross a power line over one in a circuit, that is what is called a short circuit, and that is just gonna completely fry everything. So we do not want that. And I am just so grateful that this game does not make that sort of calculation. Bauxite. Interesting. All right, let's get a little of that. That may unlock some new research in the MAM. And there's a spitter guy here. He's not much of a threat to us anymore. Yeah, I am lucky I found that valuable artifact. So it looks like this is our main power bus. So let's do a little thing with that. I'm just gonna bring our power around back here. Yeah, so this will be our bus up to the second floor. I just need to find a good first floor bus. Let's take this guy, and we are going to bring him down here so we can have this hooked up the right way. Let's see, can we upgrade you to a Mark II pole? Yes, we can. Yeah, the power line connected. Yeah, that way we don't have to be dependent on the factory in this area here. So there, coming up to here, so we can sever this line. Yep, that's still powered. Cool, so we can take this, keep bringing him down here. And we're gonna jack him into there and cut it there. Cool, that's coming all the way down here and feeding all of these guys. Beauty. All right, so we've got the power staged now. Let's see, all of our guys are Mark II. All right, boys, the plan is coming together. What I do need to do is isolate this Caterium line. So if I cut that, yeah, that kills power to all of this stuff here. Okay. Well, I don't want our Caterium hooked into any of this, so I'm gonna delete that and that. Also that. Yeah, that one. We'll upgrade you and then hook you up. That gets all that stuff powered back up. And then we just need to reconnect that to that. And that powers all you guys back up. And that means the Caterium is all on its own, which means we can take our power line, come up here and there. All right, so when we cut over, Caterium's not going to be affected. Everything else will be. Hello everyone, that guy from the editor's desk here. Stop me if you've heard this one. This episode is getting entirely too long, and I've still got like 2.5 hours worth of footage to scrub through. We're just gonna need to divide this up into 2 different episodes. If you came along with us just to see the big cutover, unfortunately that's gonna have to wait until next time. If you've enjoyed this episode, smash those like and subscribe buttons. Down in the comments, tell me what you think we should do with the first and second floors once we have everything cut over. I really want to hear your thoughts. We are going to have all sorts of room for activities. But for now, I've been that guy, this has been Satisfactory, and we'll catch you back here for the next one. Take it easy, guys.